Afternoon, y'all. I want a disclaimer right quick. Sorry for the background noise. I live right off of Jacksboro Highway, and they're doing that cruise on the from the bridge to bridge. So that's just a quick disclaimer. Again, I'm sorry. So let's start talking about the one thing that doesn't get talked about when it comes to substance abuse, and that's the family aspect of it. What does the family go through? What do they try to do to help? There's not always a definite answer for this. There's just a lot of questions and a lot of hope if possible. You know, the biggest problem with substance abuse is where they find it. And by that I mean, where is it? Friends? Is it family? What? I think the biggest problem is the entertainment industry. TV shows, everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, they are somewhere. You know, TV commercials, you're always seeing beer commercials, liquor commercials. Even the anti-drugs or commercials are still there to the point that people see them. And it doesn't necessarily mean because it's an anti-drug that it's going to work as an anti-drug. And then once you get addicted, what do the families do? How does mom or dad or husband or wife or daughter or son deal with it? What can they do to help? Again, we're just at a crossroads where we don't know definite answers. We just got to hope and pray that with the right help the addicts can get, they can recover fully. Now, in 1997, I lost my father to addiction. He he was an alcoholic. He had hepatitis. He was very bad off. That's not what killed him. What killed him was he had a weak heart, and he was depressed because nobody wanted to come see him. So he took a full brand new bottle of antidepressants. And anybody that knows that antidepressants attack the weakest part of your body, which was his heart, because of all the alcohol and all of the substances that he had done throughout his life. I've seen firsthand the hell that substances put people through, and it's not a good thing. I'm gonna bet at least half of everybody watching this, if not more, has known somebody or has somebody within their family that has a problem with substance abuse. Whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's prescription pills, they know somebody. It's not always a definite, but they know somebody. The biggest, the biggest thing is, what will families do to help their addict? What can they do to help them recover, help them get what they need? We don't know unless we try what can happen. That's that's just a big problem, and it starts a lot of times, in my opinion, it starts with TV, entertainment industries. They're everywhere. Uh, an article that I read, television plays a key role in shaping the attitudes about addiction, which is true. You see it on your favorite TV shows, you see your favorite characters, your favorite superheroes, whatever you want to consider them, doing it and not having a bad reaction to it. It's not a problem to you. You know, the entertainment industry, they influence that they have on kids and young adults isn't the best, and it can lead to those negative consequences. Uh, you know, they take, like in Shameless, the picture that I had, that shows about an alcoholic, an addicted father. Their kids in the show are all at some point had an addiction of some sort. So they glamorize substances. They make everybody think that those substances are good. They're not. Like I said, I've seen what can happen and what will happen if you don't take care of your family. Help your loved ones, help whoever it needs to be that needs the help them. But everybody wonders what can we do to help? Another article, the Journal of Substance Abuse Treatment, writes about how family-focused peer support helps the family learn. That's what we need everywhere. We need a program to help the family help their addict. We need to we need to have help to be able to help. And we can't do that without knowing what's going on. This particular program that I read about, Learning to Cope, it's mainly middle-aged mothers with addicted male children. I'm not saying that there wasn't addicted females, but the majority of this particular article that I read stated 77% were mothers of adult children. And of those 77%, 41% of them reported that their loved one had one prior overdose. At least one. Doesn't mean they didn't have more than one, just at least one. And 71% of those mothers reported that the loved one was in recovery. Everybody's in recovery at some point. They're never, they get in trouble with the law. Oh, we're going to recovery. We're going to get better. Well, once their law case gets over, what happens? They go right back to the same friend circle that they were in. There needs to be more. You need to be able to get away. You need to be able to start new. You need to be able to get away from those friends that lead you astray. You need to be able to do that. And this Learning to Cope program for these mothers help these they they help, how do I put it? They help the mothers understand the addiction. They help the mothers with what they can and can't do for their addict. And a lot of times those mothers feel better. Even though it's not necessarily the right thing, they feel better knowing that they've tried. And they've got to try. Without trying, they're never going to succeed. And, what exactly is recovery? Recovery is described as an overall improvement in quality of life during remission, or the action or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. 50 to 75% of addicts going through rehab stay clean if they make it 2 years. That's 2 years is a long time. Falling into old routines, stress. I can't get a job. My wife's cheating on me. My husband's cheating on me. It's hard not to fall back into that old routine. Family has got to be there. They got to step up. They have to help show them everything's going to be all right. And that being said, where it starts and what has to be done starts with the home life. Family and self-dedication is what is needed to make the full recovery. And we can also see how big of an impact the television does make with our youth. We've got to get past the stigma of the entertainment industry for our kids. We've got to be able to let them see that just because this person's doing it on this TV show that you're all about at the time doesn't mean it's okay, doesn't mean it's safe, doesn't mean it's healthy. Mom and dad have to step up. Doesn't mean they can't watch the show. They just have to make sure that they understand that it's not okay. And the family aspect of rehab, the family aspect, the self-dedication aspect. If you don't want it, it's never going to happen. That's with anything in life. Addiction's no different. Your family's got to help you. Your family's got to show you that they have the love and they have the support. Without that love and that support, it ain't nothing. You know, everybody needs their mama for something at some time. And for addicts, it might be to get that help that they need. So thank you. I hope you understand a little bit about what's going on. I'm not necessarily trying to tell everybody the rights and the wrongs. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel about it.